Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a power bomb, issue number 6 by Image Comics, made by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. So yeah, finally, after months, I got issue number 6 and 7. So, and those are the last two that I missed. And yeah, so finally I get here. So if you want to know what do a power bomb is, I made a review 1 till 5. Check it out. So let's dive in. And then we are going to have fun. All right, we have some flashbacks here that, skip over a little bit. And we see the dad of Lona here sitting and basically mourning. So, small recap what happened. He is Cobrasun. Cobrasun is married to another wrestler. They did a match together. Well, the daughter and brother-in-law was in the crowd, and there was an accident, and Cobrasun, the husband of well, I can show you. This is more fan art, it's not what I mean. Here, Lona Steelrose, she died. This, he is devastated because the daughter doesn't know that he actually was the wrestler, that accidentally killed her. Until the last issue, because his mask was ripped open by their opponents. And there's something happened with Lona. She was hurt badly. And the opponents, the bad guys, quote unquote, won. So we're going to slip into the past a little bit, and then into the present and in the past again. So this is in the past when he was just a rookie. Well, rookie as he was, very popular. So everybody's cheering for Cobrasun, and he's doing look at this. I'm going to show you. He's doing a shooting star press from the balcony. And look at these people, man. Look at this guy here. Like, oh my God. And everybody's losing their minds. It's freaking awesome. But then he turned it into a shooting star press into a DDT, and this looks, this happens in real wrestling too. Although this is comics, this is way more exaggerated, right? But it looks freaking awesome. So, so this woman looks at him, and she's become an instant fan. So Cobrasun is here, I don't know, eating noodles or ramen, and he says, who would have thought that the great Lona Steelrose coming to a small indie show? What brought you to this match? And she says, it's not every day to get to see a Mexican-Canadian luchador also. Part of my role at Tokyo Grand Pro Wrestling is scouting new talent. So basically, this was probably the part that they meet each other. So they ask him, she's basically also interviewing them a little bit here and there. And she says that he has got something special. And how did he get into wrestling? Well, he says, my father was a luchador. This mask was handed down to me when I was very young when he died. I've been trying to make his memory proud. And so they're having a nice chat about, life and how he can improve and how he can win the crowd over a little bit better. And then, this is now the present. His daughter is lying here very hurt. Well, these two, they are partners, are now battling to the death. Although they have won the championship belts. And but then this is happening. So this guy says, our tag champions has suddenly decided to fight each other. This has never happened before in the history of our tournament. I'm going to get you back, baby. Yeah, this guy has also a history with I believe his family, or also his daughter that is hurt, sick, died. I'm not entirely sure anymore because it's been months since I read the issue number 5. So he's doing a move, but then, Cobrasun, catches him in midair, and he's doing a tombstone pile driver, I guess. this guy's, he's done. And, so it seems that they are not, it's not over yet. And he says, sorry, Frank, you were a good partner. And then he gets some barbed wire around the neck. Right back at you, Maggie. And they try to kill each other. So this guy is, what's his name? Decaton or Necroton or something like that is saying, hey, will somebody please get the security down here? Awesome. Meanwhile, later, Lona is here in this hospital, if you can call it that, in this castle. And she says, Dad? And then he breaks down in tears. And she says, why didn't you tell me? And he says, your mom, I couldn't do it. I couldn't let you see who I really was. But I know who you are. You're my dad. And so this is a nice moment, but the Necroton comes in and says, hey, Lona, can you walk? Good, I need you both out there in the ring right now. She said, but we lost. And then he points to the camera and he says, I know that, you idiot. It's my champs. They're both dead. So basically, there has to be winners. So we have decided to give the belts to the next most deserving team. Please welcome new champions, Sun and Steel. And Necroton says, he says, just take the belts. And after this, we're going to go to the Resurrection Chamber. Now take them. If we don't have champions, no, we'll buy tickets for the next year's tournament. And then, yeah, so they become champions. It's not really a very satisfying conclusion to winning, but here we are. So now Necroton has to, uphold his end of the bargain because he promised these two to get their mom back, because he's a necromancer and he's going to raise the dead, right? So he's going to the castle and he says, hey, just follow me here. And I gathered some few supplies. You both stayed right here. I'll be right back. All right. And Lona says, when I saw you under the mask, I was actually relieved. All the time you were trying to stop me wrestling because of what happened to Mom. I always thought you didn't think I had what it took to be like her. Now I know. I knew you had talent. I just couldn't bring myself to help grow it in you. Not after what happened. She says, do you remember before our dream match, you told me to push my pain down where it can touch me, but I just don't know if it works that way. Look, what happened when you hid it away? It festered. We barely talked after she died. We lost so much time. And he says, I know. And basically says, hey, you need to let it out, and we're gonna move forward together. And I'll be with you when we see her again. And he says, I love you, Dad. I love you too, kiddo. Yeah, I like that. This is a nice, heartfelt moment. I thought when we found out that he was actually Cobrasun, that she was going to freak out, I'm very angry at him. But no, this is actually nice. So Necroton says, hey, follow me. And he says, there's a slight change of plans. He says, what do you mean? You know how I used to say that I'm being all-powerful necromancer? Well, I still got a lot of power, but necromancy? So he says, you lied to us? Lied is a strong word. I thought I have enough juice this year to pull it off. But if I try to bring your mom back now, she might come back as a zombie. So Cobrasun's being pissed off. He says, you got to figure it out, how to make it right. And he says, you forget who I am. I may be an entertainer now, but before I was doing this, I was a conqueror of the worlds. Do you know how many millions of souls I have crushed to dust? Do you think I've forgotten how to protect myself and my interest? I may not be able to raise a life, but I still can take yours. But he really wants to help them, he says. And so he made an alternate arrangement. So basically he says, I was worried this would happen, me not having enough power this year to truly raise a life from the dead. So I made a call. I'm not the only powerful being who lost our beautiful sport. You've been watching by the grandest pro wrestling fan in existence. They said they're willing to fight you in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and they can raise the dead with a snap of their fingers. Another necromancer, he says? Not exactly. Think higher. And they are being transported somewhere else. He says, you're going to wrestle God. They say, what? I told you they're a huge wrestling fan. And said, who knows? One last battle to get your mom back. I thought to myself, really? This is where we're going? So yeah. And then another flashback when Lona was born. And everybody's chanting, God, 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 God. So what do you say? Want to wrestle the creator of the universe? Art looks fantastic, by the way. So yeah, here we are. This is God, by the way, guys. Sun and Steel. I have watched the entirety of the Death Life tournament. You are most impressive. Here we are, both of you versus the one of me, for the life of your mother. The fight of the millennium. Like I said, we're going back and forth. And hello, Lona. So nice to meet you. Shall we begin? And that leads us to the next issue, and I can't wait to read that. Oh man, this is so cool. So we have some fan art that I already showed you. Yeah, I really, really like this series. So one issue to go, guys. I hope it's gonna deliver. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.